Great and beautiful morning and afternoon, evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this moment. Welcome to the 50th edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. Yes, I will tell you that the global markets, especially, is really in a dire situation, in the midst of volatility that have been in the market for a long time. As we speak now, I'll tell you that global stocks indeed are eating up this morning or this hour, let's say this hour, ahead of the big tech company, Q1 earnings, expectation in the market in the midst of volatility and also rising inflation. They tell you that the market, as we speak now, globally is still very, very dicey, but you know that in equity investment or in a trading environment, information drives prices of stock, and people trade news and also they trade all this information. As we speak now, as market is looking towards receiving these big tech companies' earnings, you can see that most of the market around the globe are framing up because of earnings expectation from these companies. And don't forget that as we speak, also there is also kind of agitation or kind of jittery already because of another hike in what in interest rate from US central bank. That also, which I know that other banks, the central bank across the globe are also doing the same thing just to manage the inflation that is induced by what is going on in Ukraine and Russia. For that, we can see all this oscillation. But in the process, the commodity market still remain on its oscillating mode. Does not find a direction up now. But to speak, oil is trading above above $103, as to speak, which is also not too bad. Now, like back here in Nigeria, we know that as oil remain at that price, we can actually see the impact on our external reserve here, also touching almost $40 billion again. For me, it's a good one. We expect that locally we're able to meet our quota in terms of production. That was help us to show our economy. That is why when the World Bank was saying that we're likely to experience economic growth as a result of rising oil price, you can see where they are looking at. If that continues, going to part. It depends how also our economic managers down here also manage their resources in the process. That is what we expect. But as investors seek safety in some stock and other investment instrument or asset just to balance their portfolio and also to hedge against this inflation, you can see that some stocks are looking up in some market. But down here, we're already in at the peak of our earning season. When I mean the of Q1 earning season, more companies are releasing their numbers, and these numbers that are coming from this company, I will tell you, these numbers are good. They are very sweet. If you look at them, only few have deviated from what we have seen so far, and those few, we know that has been their nature, their performance, and also market also treating them the way they are releasing their bad results. But those that are releasing impressive number that beat market expectation, you can see that this continue was selling in and out, buying, acquiring more. Because as I said earlier in the last class, that the month of April is for a designing investor, a savvy investor, or intelligent investor, for them to take decision on how to position their portfolio for the year. After you have seen the full year earnings of these companies, their previous year, you have seen the first quarter in the new financial year. It gives you an insight what you should do for the rest of the financial. And also, when you buy at this quarter, going looking ahead again for the end of Q2, because we know that in every year we expect that whether there's good or bad, companies release their scorecard for 4 times in a year. And that means you can trade that position for 4 times. But what you need to do as an investor, you need to position before the numbers hit the market, and also what is happening in the economy, what is driving our GDP to guide you where you also pitch your tent, because those sectors will also show you numbers that will also guide your activities. That is way to go at this hour. You don't need to actually panic about what to buy now if you know how to trade with earnings. And I've said it in this program, if you want to trade with earnings, there are just 2 things or 3 things you need to look at. One, you need to look at the company release date. Look at the sector where it operates. Look at the consistent, in their releasing, in releasing of their number. Also, look at consistent in their earnings pattern. Are they the type that grow earnings in first quarter, it decline in second quarter? Are they the one that grow earnings consistently throughout the quarter? If you have all this at the back of your mind, you don't need to panic, and rather you invest wisely in those companies and go with them. Because as we speak now, there are some companies on the exchange that will quickly pass the high cost we're experiencing now because of inflation and because of cost push inflation we're seeing to their consumer. That means such company will still post a better number even at the end of Q2. That means that the way you should be looking at that is how to position when you are trading. No, if you have it at the back of your mind, nothing will shake you when you are taking your investment decision. Like I said earlier, you must look at the release date of this company, when it are coming, and what is the earnings trend. Is the earnings trending up? Also look at how consistent this company release their number. At the same time, you know what is happening. And also, like I also tell you that in Investdata, which I also repeated here, if you want to know outstanding earnings, you must have something you are looking at. I said it earlier that it must be 15% or 20% above, the previous year for 3 quarters. If you want to look for 1 year, the same thing. For quarter by quarter, you also have to do the same thing. But your profit margin must be above 10%. That means around 4 and above. And also your operating cash flow should be moving direction with your earnings, because if operating cash flow is looking down and earnings is looking up, I'm telling you such numbers will be sustained subsequently. That is why, as a investor, don't be carried away that somebody just posted the company posted the number. You want to know, check their cash flow. If the cash flow supporting that numbers you are seeing, if it does, good. That means you can hold firm to that company. But as we speak now, the number that are really hitting the market as we speak, if your Q1 number are really very outstanding, and which is good for us. It tells you that the economy is really recovering, despite what we are seeing, that it's not too palatable because of high costs. People are going to slow down. But I'm telling you, those companies that are also in essential services that you and I need, if you are into utility, like like electricity and all those stuff, water, there are other things that are very essential, food. Even when you increase price, people will also like to take because they need it. But there are some services that, or product that you increase price, it will going to affect you, it will affect your sales, and that will also throw into red. For investor, you have to balance what you are doing at this season. But this is the right time to take that decision. It's not later you'll be complaining. No, you have the opportunity now to take that decision now, so that at the end of the day, your position will make you to smile, to bank. But don't forget that every investment is against expectation. Once you take position and it didn't meet your expectation, don't start nursing and crying. That's why you need to play with your stop loss at all time. And also, you must take away emotion from your decision. Once you hit your stop loss, you cut off it and move. Don't be no thinking I want to change my investment go to no. Once you are trading your plan, I'm telling you, keeping to your rules in that plan, especially know your entry and exit strategy. At the time, your stop loss, take away emotion from your decision. I'm telling you, you are good to go. Once you have this at the tip of your finger, I'm telling you, you will be at the side of the winning side. But nobody will tell that you don't lose money in the equity market. But your winning side must be higher than your losing side. That is where you balance and you can smile to back, because nobody has 100% of the market. But once you are investing with knowledge, you have your tools and you have plan, I'm telling you, you are good to go. Yes, before we go into looking at what is happening, in the market, the state of the market as we speak now, we want to look at the market news, what hit the market this period, and how is it going to influence decision of investors in the market. As we speak now, at the close of business yesterday, we saw the result from Nigeria Brewing, from Champion Brewing. This morning, National Salt or NASCOM outlined the industry PLC released their first quarter, Ikeja Hotel released their first quarter, and also saw Aluminium Extrusion also released their Extrusion also released their Extraction, sorry, also released their word their first quarter. But we want to look at the state of these numbers before we go to what. And not forget that yesterday MTN also announced another series of their commercial paper, and this is the biggest, about 127 billion. First and the second series, for me, it's a good one. At the same time, Airtel also notified the market of approval for the super agent, license. For me, it's also these are news that should guide us when we are investing in the market now. Airtel also yesterday have informed us about their results coming on the 11th of May. That means next month, less than 2 weeks, we've seen their results. They also letting us know that yes, they've gotten approval for their super supply. For me, it's a good one for the market. All this information is to guide you when you are taking your investment decision. Yes, we want to look at the state of these numbers before we go into live class and the state of the market. But let's quickly look at the numbers so far. I'll start from Nigeria Brewing. I'll tell you this number is fantastic. Yes, the top line, which is the revenue, the sales, anything we call it, moved from 105.68 billion to 137.77 billion, representing 30.4% up. It tells you that this company grew their revenue or their sales with 30.4. Good one. Like I mentioned earlier when I was discussing, it must be above 15%, 10%. You can see it here already. The PAT was up from 7.66 billion to 13.61 billion, representing 7.9 below 10% profit margin up. But this we are seeing a move from 7 to 7.5 to 9. For me, it's a good one, but let's just look at it. The number is not bad. This can support the figure at the end of the year. Yes, another one here that we look at is the national salt. These are from consumer goods sector. National salt, how they miss performance. I will tell you this number is not too attractive. The top line was up while the bottom line was down. The top line was up by 29%, and the bottom line was down by 47. The top line moved from 8.34 billion to 10.76 billion, representing 29% up. While PAT, profit after tax, dropped from 723.2 million to 386.37 million, representing negative 4.7% down. In that manner, also in that direction, EPS dropped from 109 kobo to 58 kobo. Also in that direction, profit margin dropped from 8.63 to 3.64. This is not too good for NASCOM. As we speak now, the price is also shaking already, and I believe the market will treat this stock the way they find the number, and that is market for you. Market don't give you chance. They will treat you when you perform well. They appraise you by when you do your result is below expectation. They flog you to see where you land. Yes, also Ikeja's hotel release a surprise number. I will tell you this number is surprise, very very surprised. But investors should also be very careful when it comes to this services sector. You have to also be careful. But this number is outstanding for me. For Q1 for Ikeja Hotel, the revenue moved from 1.72 billion to 3.2 billion, and the profit after tax moved from a negative 294.8 million naira to 110.83 million. That means from a negative position to a positive one. This is fantastic and very good, I'll tell you. And also the EPS moved from a negative 14 kobo to a positive 5 kobo at the beginning of 2022 financial year. Fine, it's a good one to start the year. That is very very good, but you have to also watch very carefully. Another result to look at is a Champion Brewery. I will tell you, can see that the brewery companies can see that their numbers are becoming good. Are they telling us because people are drinking more now? But we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. But when here we can see that Champion Brewery top line also move, or revenue sales move from 3.38 billion to 3.32 billion, representing 34% of PAT in that direction. Good from 211.94 million to 554.20 million, representing 120% up in that direction. Also saw EPS moving from 3 kobo to 7 kobo. Good one for this company. We are looking forward to see whether they will match with the Nigeria Brewery in the future, because the same father is holding to them Heineken here. They are likely to match the two. The decision that will come from the major shareholders in these two companies. Also, they are all in Nigeria. They know what to do with it. That's what we leave that one for them to take the decision and let us know what to do. But investor should be guided at all time, that you need to have what is guiding you when we are taking your investment decision, because every investment is against expectation. That is why these numbers are to give insight what to do as the market is on as we speak. Yes, we want to look at the state of the market, which is very very important when it comes to trading, because this is a live class. We want to know what is happening. Then before we now use our technical analysis to know what is performance, what is the driver, or the forces or the driver, what is driving the price, and what is the forces behind the price, the momentum behind the price. I tell you that you trade your charts than trading news. When you look at the chart, it will guide you. Yesterday, remember what we discussed, and when we go to chart, we also mention them for you to also know that this class is for purpose. And I know at the end of any of this class, you take something that will impact your portfolio positively, or less you are not doing. That is why I encourage you, anytime we are meeting, share the link, invite your friends to join us, so that all of us will partake in this and make money from this market and end the time. Here, the state of the market as we speak now, at this hour, this already like it's 15 or 12:20 already. Market open since 10 o'clock, and you can tell market is still in green. we are seeing demand for some stocks that have performed well in terms of number. Market try to reappraise them, knowing that the valuation is also ongoing in the market. We want to look at this stock. At this hour, we are seeing that the market breadth is equal at equilibrium as we speak now. They are at par flat because we are seeing 17 gainer and 17 loser at this moment. And among the top losers for today, we have Capri, Regency Insurance, Charms, International Brewery, and Mansard. These are the ones on the top, the losing side. But other stocks that in that category again, that on that trend, you can see the life of Steplat, you can see Eternal Oil that that people are taking profit. Which we discussed yesterday that I show you 15 minutes chart to know what is going to happen. That's what it actually that if you take profit yesterday, this morning profit taken has also hit that stock. You can see others like Steplat, I mentioned Eternal Oil, QTs, and then NACO. These are the ones that are value recent. You can see that profit taking has started hitting them at the peak hour. At this hour, that tells you that the market is a bit dicey. You can see the market is at a flat level. I said it. Market, in this earnings season, expect a mistrend and also profit taking. That doesn't mean that the market is weak. It is part of the market. When you meet your target, you don't need someone to say take your profit. These are what we are saying in the market. For those that know what we did yesterday, I show you that this stock it's due for you to take profit in the eternal. When we chart and I review the chart, I say take profit as I did yesterday. You can see it already. It's also looking down. Not only that, you can see some of them also them looking down this morning. People are taking profit. But on the gaining chart, the top gainers, I think they're also 17. But the top gainers are Nigeria Brewery Champion, Brewery, Mayor, Nimet, Jais Bank, and what and the Sovereign Trust Insurance. These are the top gainers in this category. Here you can also life of Owando are there, but they are not at the top. Owando this morning is up, but profit taking are also taking that stock down. These are the ones that are on the gainer chart as we speak now. Now, then if you look at the traded stock in terms of volume, we call them the movers or the shakers of the market, the top trades for today in terms of volume. I'll tell you, Transcorp is leading in that category, followed by Linkage Assurance, Jais Bank, Owando, and Eternal. These are the ones that are on the top trade chart. For me, it's a good one. You can say that this stock called Transcorp has dropped as low as even 98, 97 kobo, bouncing back to almost 1 naira 20 kobo. You can see, that's why as investor trader, the things that you do to make sure that this stock, like I said, the numbers of this company have showed that most of these companies are what are undervalued. That means if you are investing now, you go for value. Value is what you should look at, and that value will be reviewed by the numbers of this company. Like I always said, on the long run and the short run, it's earnings that will back price. Other news of merger, acquisition, new board, new, all these shareholding structure, takeover mandatory, all these ones addition. But the one that is consistent that you can plan and trade with at all time in the market is earnings, because I'm telling you, as we send our children to school, they bring report card. So quoted companies every quarter must show report card to their shareholders, to the investing public, how they have performed. That will help you also to know exactly what to do at this period. Yes, this is for the market now as we speak. But we're going to quickly look at the stock. We're going to chart now. We're going to chart Nigeria Brewery. I'm going to look at it and see, but I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to, no, just for you to see the chart and also take your decision on what to do. Nimet is a stock that I want to look at again today. I want to look at Nimet. Then Jais Bank, we'll look at what is happening in Jais Bank. Then we'll now go back to see the state of Owando at this season, Owando and Transcorp, what investors should do with their position in this stock. These are what we're going to do. And also, we'll come back and look at also Mansard at this time. Want to see Mansard because this is a stock that ahead is the qualification date. Want to look at how it's performing, technically, what is chart saying, what is happening in that stock. Yeah. Let's quickly go to the charts now so that we can see what is happening in the market. Sorry. Let's see what is happening in the market. This is the what we call a index action. I think you are used to this already in this class. These are what we call index action. For those that are joining us for the first time today, this shows you the movement of the market. You can see that an uptrend here. You can see higher high, higher high. You can see it here to this level, and this is a trend, and this is an uptrend. If you take it from here, if you draw a line here, you can see it's an uptrend. But when you see that the index action or price action is above this, the trend line, say that the market is on the uptrend, is bullish, but the market is what is bearish. There's quick one, as usual, we need to call out all those indicators we use to watch and consider what is happening in the market, what to do, start the right time in the market. Don't need to waste time. Take, I say, take your emotion and take decision once and for all. Yes, we look at look at our MACD, look at our money flow, and look at what our moving average exponential, especially 8. Then if you like 9, 12, fine. You can combine two, but for this class and for Investdata, we use the T line, which is the for the 8. Yeah, we use 8 moving average, 8 days moving average exponential will give us for quick cut and for us to know where the trend is going. Yes, you can see for yourself here. It's very, very clear and direct. You can see here that the index action is above the blue line. You can see above the blue line, even when it touches, bounce back, it cross down, come, these are going to enter and going to exit. Remember here, even when it tested it here, remember, you guys, you can see here markets are trended all this while before it finally break down again. Here come down, but now it is on the uptrend again. As the market has been up for straight 10 days, I will tell you that market is bullish, strong one as we speak. But I tell you that the candle, the formation this morning is also not too palatable, but that does not send panic to us. But I can tell you, it's a sign of a bearish hammer. But let's look at it at the end of the day. For this, for a day chart. But if you look at your MACD is still very strong and very positive. But if you look at your what we call the histogram here, you can see it's flat here. It's not going up compared to where it was coming up here like this. It's a bit flat here. You are still watching, but the money flow is still strong on what on a day chart, almost 90 and above. That is powerful. Tell that funds is entering. That's why I said, equity is where people are going now for safe haven because of most of the stock earnings yield and even dividend yield are higher than the yield in the other fixed income. That's why tomorrow will be another day, to really give a clear position ahead of MPC next month. If that happens, we're going to see inflation next month from April. Once this confirmed tomorrow, we want to know what the option we look at. We have seen what is happening already in the bond market, but don't forget that anything that is below the inflation is still a negative return. But with the dividend and capital appreciation, you can play safe in equity, and those companies that can pass, I can always say, their cost to consumer, and that also support their earnings and their payout to keep the price in the up direction. That's why if you want to hedge against inflation, you look the way of equity. I didn't say to put everything in equity, but equity should be part. There are some stock, even the economy is shaking, those stocks are the one that will support the economic recovery. Their price will remain up because of what their performance. This is a good one for the market as we speak. Everything is pointing up. You can see that the share index, the NGS index action is above the C line. Money flow is mounting up on a daily quick one. Look at the 1 hour before we move to another position straight, so that we can look at others before we call it a day for today. Then it's very positive on a 1 hour chart. You can see on 1 hour chart here. That's why it's good to look at 1 hour chart. You can see, the breakdown here came up again. It continued as we speak. You can see that this is a bit little red. You can see it here. Market on 1 hour is not too friendly. That means you need to also put into consideration. That's why I said yesterday, it's time for profit taking. But 1 hour chart is not looking good here. And also that it has MACD has turned bearish already on this direction. You can see it here. And money flow on 1 hour chart is already looking down. You need to also combine this with the day chart to take information. As I said, your chart is very good at all times to know exactly what to do, especially if you're a day trader. You need to also look at chart at all times, weekly trader and even long-term investor, because you need all this chart to guide you. If you are a day trader, you need 1 hour chart and to always guide you. If you are a short-term trader, you need what? You need weekly chart. Why? If you are a long-term trader, you need a monthly and weekly chart to take your decision. That is why your investment goal will always guide you on what to do. Yeah, these are the position of the market now. We'll pick one. Want to look at what is happening in Transcorp to Wando. Then we'll now come to Nimet and the Nigeria Brewery and Jais Bank. Then finally we can look at Mansat. Quick one. Let's look at what is happening in Transcorp. I remember in one of our class, we were saying that Transcorp, yes, they don't pay dividend. This one, the price drop. You can see how the stock has successful also rebounded. Even after the markdown ahead of the Q1, they've not reached their Q1 number now. Tell me if the numbers hit the market and it's positive, it will tell you that something is happening there. Yes, also you can see here, on a 1 hour chart, Transcorp is not looking too good, but you can see that the what we call the bull candle is still higher than the pullback we're seeing here. Like you can say this very engulfing because they have not taken care of the last candlestick here. Still going to watch, but it's not a good sign because we have seen high volume here, but market is also pulling back. After it had touched about almost 1 naira 20 kobo, then around 118 now, 119. But on the 1 hour chart, you can see, and if you look at your MACD, you can see your MACD is still strong, but money flow is already looking down. You can see the the candlestick and money flow are looking the same time, same direction. Why is still above the T line on a day chart, on a 1 hour chart? Sorry, let's look at the day chart for Transcorp and see what it's doing. You can see on a day chart, the stock is very strong. That is why as a day trader, 1 hour chart is very important for you. You can see now, you can see this candlestick formation here is a sign of weakness. After it has gotten up here, it start coming down on an uptrend. It's not a good trend. It's also a bearish sign. On a day chart, that means if you are in this stock, you have made money. If you enter around here before you cross the T line, up, nothing stop you for taking your profit. If you are made, you can see from here to here. You can see that where it cross up again and remain up even there. For me, it's a good one, but you have to take you can see good volume here. Was green. You can see that after touching to 120, it's coming down. Once it came down again, you can now buy. If you sell at this point, but be smart. But money flow is very strong in Transcorp, around the 74 to 75, and your MACD is coming stronger and stronger compared to what we saw in our chart. That is why it's good to combine all these charts to know exactly what is happening at any given time. You can see that profit taking is already in this stock. And put, I said, do not panic whenever you see profit taking in the market because it's part of market dynamics. It's part of market activities. Is anywhere in the world, profit taking is part of the market. That means when you see profit taking, don't really bother yourself much because it's expected to come. And once it comes, you take advantage of it to cash out. Yes, you can see Owando. You can see that gone as high as 7 naira something this morning. You can see it here. As we speak now, it's trading around the 672 after touching almost 7 naira. Let me see, 7 naira, almost 714 or 711. Then before coming down, but it's still strong. But this candlestick formation also is a sign of weakness. But we need to confirm at the end of the day. You can see it here. But that I can see good volume here. MACD is positive and what money flow is positive. But the candlestick here is what we're looking at. Still strong because it's still trading far above what the T line. Let me quickly check something on this stock to know exactly what to do on 15 minutes or 5 minutes. Let me use 15 minutes that I go first. To check something on a window. Yeah, still above the T line, but a sign I can take profit, which is already you can see. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour chart. We have done it for this stock. This 1 hour chart for Wando now. See for Wando 1 hour chart, you can see what has happened here. Still above the what the T line. You can see MACD. You can see that a little divergent here as the price action is trending up. You can see that this one is looking down already. The MACD is looking down and money flow is looking down on our chart for what for Wando. Profit taking activities is here ahead of their 29 April board meeting to approve 2019 results. Yeah, I think the market has given an opportunity for people to make money. If you didn't catch it here, you can still wait, but the possibility of the stock will still rally up is very high. But if you take the opportunity and take profit and come back again, good. There's no cause for alarm. Yeah, the next one there is Nigerian Blue. Let's look at Nigerian Blue, the charts now. Let's look at NB. can see that company performance has a way of triggering what price movement. As I say, earnings is very, very important in this regard. You can see it here that the earnings of this Nigerian Bureau is already impacting on the price of the stock as we speak. That's why it's good for you to always look at the earnings and what earnings is been. Oh, on a 1 hour chart, even this stock is also not looking too good on 1 hour chart. You can see even though when it has kind of move up to around 58, you can see that for me it's not too on a 1 hour chart. It's telling me yes, no, not too good, not too good. You can see that money flow has turned down already. We're seeing a kind of know persistent here on this two check. You can see this two red here. Let's see how it goes on a day chart. You can see volume in red. Fine. Let's take a day chart. Day chart. Let's look at the day chart. Good one. You can see this breakout here. See touch here. Try to come down, but see resist up. Let's see how it's going to and close the day. Let's see how it's going to close the day. You can see red already here. You can see what money flow is very sharp here. MACD is very sharp. You can see it here. You can see your MACD here. But MACD crossing down is also a sign of weakness. You can see if the blue one cross the red one down, start coming down, that's not good. But you can see that the price action of MB is strong above the T line, which is very, very good for me. So you need to also watch the stock very carefully. Yeah, the next one on the my chart is the NIMET. Want to look at NIMET for us. Let's see how what is happening in NIMET. Let's see what is happening in that angle. NIMET. Yes, let's see what is happening in NIMET as we speak now. Yeah. NIMET as we speak now, even among the the top gainers for the day, you can see it's still below the T line. You can see it for yourself, and you can see here. For me, NIMET on a day chart is not too friendly, but good. It's very below the T line. We need to watch carefully. You can see, the divergence here. You can see this histogram coming down to usher into a bear situation, and money flow is still flat at below 30. Let's watch carefully on this stock. But let's quickly look at 1 hour chart. It's very, very important. It's a lot of information about the stock as we speak. On here, we're seeing fundamental, miss technical here. We're seeing that it's still below the T line. You can see the blue line here, and it has becoming very bullish on MACD. MACD is bullish here. You can see it across. You can see from here that it has crossed up. That it's becoming strong on 1 hour 1 hour chart. That means we need to also look at it very well. And I think this should be the last one we can take for today. We wanted to look the way of Jai's Bank and Mansa, but our time is far spent. Yes, we'll call it a day today. Then tomorrow we'll continue from where we stop and to know what is happening in the market to guide our decision. But today, market is still green, but let's see how it's going to close. You can see that profit taking is already hitting the market. It's not new. It's not a surprise because we expected that market have rallied for straight 10 days. They are likely to be more profit taking. Seeing it now, it's not bad, but I believe that as we're expecting influx of number between now and Friday to change the face of the